You've been performing for so long, you forgot who you were before the applause. You don't need a new identity. You need to come home to the one you abandoned. It's time to change the narrative. It's time to recognize who you are. You are not an imposter. You are not a mistake. You are not a placeholder in your own life. Welcome to the Impostor Phenomenon Podcast, the space where we stop performing, stop pretending, and stop shrinking into versions of ourselves that were never ours to begin with. I'm Dr. Rogers, and I'm here to help you bridge the gap between being and belonging. This is not a feel-good show. This is a wake-up show, because the truth is simple. You've been living under a story someone else wrote for you. You've been carrying identities that were handed to you, not chosen by you. And you've been calling it humility, when really it's self-abandonment. Here we unmask the lies, we confront the narratives, we reclaim the authority you've been given away. You are not an imposter, you are not a mistake, you are not a placeholder in your own life. You are the author, and it's time to start writing like you know it. In the Unmasking the Imposter series, we're not just talking about being an imposter. We're confronting the deeper phenomenon beneath it, the internal split between who you are and who you've been conditioned to perform. This series is your invitation to stop negotiating your worth. Stop auditioning for belonging and stop living as the version of yourself that was built for survival instead of authenticity. Because the truth is simple, you don't need a new identity. You need to come home to the one you abandoned. Imposter feelings don't come out of nowhere. They come from years, sometimes decades, of being rewarded for the performance and ignored for the person. Think about how many times you were celebrated for being strong, but never asked if you were okay. How many times you were praised for being responsible, but never supported when you were overwhelmed. How many times people said you always figure it out without ever offering to help you carry the load. These are not compliments. These are assignments that slowly teach you your value is in what you do, not who you are. And once that belief settles in, the mask becomes automatic. And here's the thing, the mask doesn't feel like a mask at first. It feels like survival. It feels like strategy. It feels like what you have to do to be accepted, to be safe, to be chosen, to be valued. You don't even realize you're performing because the world applauds the performance. The world rewards the performance. The world depends on the performance, but the performance is costing you something, and you feel it even if you've never said it out loud. There's a quiet exhaustion that lives underneath the surface, a heaviness you carry in your chest, a tightness in your shoulders that never fully relaxes, a voice inside you whispering, there has to be more than this. But you silence that voice because the mask has become your identity. And when the mask becomes your identity, taking it off feels like losing yourself. The survival version of you learned to read the room before she read herself. She learned to anticipate everyone else's needs before acknowledging her own. She learned to shrink her brilliance so others wouldn't feel threatened. She learned to overachieve so no one could question her right to be in the room. That version of you was necessary. She protected you. She kept you safe. She helped you navigate environments where being yourself wasn't an option. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. You don't need her anymore, and yet you keep dragging her into rooms she was never meant to live in. You keep letting her speak for you. You keep letting her make decisions for you. You keep letting her run your life long after the danger has passed. And the danger has passed, but the body doesn't know that. The mind doesn't know that. The nervous system doesn't know that. So you keep performing. You keep pretending. You keep perfecting. You keep proving. You keep pleasing. You keep pushing. And the world applauds you for it, but applause is not the same as belonging. You've been performing for so long, you don't even recognize it as a performance anymore. You call it being strong. You call it being responsible. You call it being the one who always figures it out. But underneath all of that, there's a version of you that's exhausted from pretending. Today, we're talking about the mask you didn't choose, but learned to wear. The mask that helped you survive environments where being yourself wasn't safe, wasn't celebrated, or wasn't enough. The mask that taught you to perform competence, confidence, perfection, or invisibility, even when your soul was asking for something different. And here's the part most people never talk about. Sometimes the mask becomes so familiar that taking it off feels dangerous. It feels like exposure. It feels like vulnerability. It feels like you're losing control. But what you're actually losing is the illusion. The illusion that you have to earn your worth. The illusion that you have to prove your value. The illusion that you have to be perfect to be accepted. The illusion that you have to be strong to be loved. The illusion that you have to be everything to everyone. This episode is not about blame. It's about awareness, because you cannot heal what you refuse to acknowledge, and you cannot reclaim what you pretend you never lost. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, what mask did I learn to wear? Is it the mask of perfection, the mask of independence, the mask of I'm fine, the mask of overachievement, the mask of invisibility, the mask of being the fixer, the strong one, the reliable one? And then ask yourself, who taught me that this mask was necessary? A parent, a teacher, a partner, a workplace, a culture, a church, a community, a moment of trauma? Your mask has a story. And today, you're finally allowed to tell the truth about it. And here's another truth. The mask didn't just shape how you showed up. It shaped what you believed you deserved. It shaped the opportunities you said yes to and the ones you quietly disqualify yourself from. It shaped the relationships you tolerated, the boundaries you avoided, the dreams you delayed, the rooms you shrank in, and the moments you silenced yourself. The mask convinced you that belonging is something you earn, that worthiness is something you prove, that acceptance is something you audition for. But belonging is not a performance. Belonging is a homecoming. And you cannot come home to yourself while wearing a mask that was designed to keep you hidden. So take a breath, settle in, and let's begin the work of separating who you are from who you've been performing to be, because it's time to stop performing and start belonging. Welcome to the work. Welcome to the becoming. Welcome to unmasking the imposter. Thank you for listening to the Impostor Phenomenon Podcast. If today's episode opened something in you, share it with someone who needs this conversation too. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. And if you're ready to go deeper, get ready to join our community, where we're doing the real work of reclaiming identity, rewriting narratives, and rebuilding belonging from the inside out. Remember, you are not an imposter. You are not a mistake. You are the author, and your story is far from finished.